60 years ago this April, millions of people came from across the globe to Flushing Meadows Park in Queens, New York, for the experience of a lifetime. Surrounded by space-age domed theaters, roaring fountains, and multicolored cubed lighting, the 1964-65 World's Fair came to symbolize both the optimism and innocence before Vietnam and Watergate. A time when anything seemed possible, including food. Hi, my name is Christy, and this is the American Chinese Food Show. There were 140 pavilions and 110 restaurants representing 80 nations, 24 US states, and over 45 corporations. What kind of food was available? Belgian waffles was a big hit, but the other memorable food was not the exotic new dishes like sushi, falafel, or kimchi. It's American Chinese food from Chung King Inn. Yeah, that Chung King, the canned Chinese food products company. This is the description of the Chung King Inn in the official guide. A pagoda-style restaurant and two connected tea houses are set in a restful lake-dotted oriental garden that also has rickshaws parked about, primarily for the benefit of camera buffs. Operated by the Chung King Corporation, the complex can accommodate 600 diners indoors and outdoors. 2 complete meals are served, each priced at only 99 cents. Chung King foods are also on sale at the 25 brass rail stands, which are situated throughout the fairgrounds. Other than the food, they also have branded placemat, napkins, and a souvenir medallion. The World's Fair was pretty much a financial disaster. Most restaurants didn't do well. The Daily News criticizes eating at any of the 172 restaurants and drinking at any of the 49 saloons is easy to see how a visitor to the New York World's Fair can pack in the calories. But when you get fat, your wallet gets thin. A meal at a restaurant labeled moderate price at the official guide could mean a tab of $8.50 for one person without drinks. Almost $90 today. There weren't many options that were under $1, about $10 today. You can get frankfurters for 25 cents, hamburgers for 35, and sandwiches for 65, but those are hardly a meal. Many people brought their own lunch to the fair, but others chose Chung King Inn because they offered the cheapest meal there. This is the advertisement. The 7 dishes include delicate egg fouillon and sauce, savory shrimp egg roll, choice of chicken or shrimp chow mein, crispy chow mein fried noodles, or a fabulous double Hong Kong burger with delicious fried rice, fortune cookie, tasty fruit roll, and a drink. All for only 99 cents. What a steal! But what is a Hong Kong burger? The 1964 and 65 New York World's Fair is not the first time Chung King served Hong Kong burger. Hong Kong was first conceived by Rickshaw Inn, Chung King's attempt to break into the drive-in restaurant scene in 1962. Here's an ad. A Hong Kong what? A Hong Kong double burger. The reason you've never heard of one before is because there's never been one before. It's a widely delicious combination of beef and bean sprouts. Not one, but 2 juicy patties of beef on our specialty baked 3-decker roll, with a slice of good American cheese, all topped off with fresh shredded lettuce and our own special sauce. The special sauce is later reviewed in an article to be soy sauce, chili sauce, and mayo. This was before McDonald's Big Mac, which came out in 1967. I'm not saying Chung King invented the precursor of Big Mac. Burger King started selling the Whopper in 1957, and Big Boys was the creator of the first double-decker in the 1930s. But it just shows General Palucci, the president of the Chung King Corporation, had business sense. He said after the first season in 1964 at the World's Fair, they served 5 million people, and they came within 2% of their estimates. Going into the fair is like going into a TV show. You might wind up with 10 million or 20 million in the audience. What are they out there for? Advertising. I'm just a country boy, and the idea of 30 million people seeing our products is fine with me. It's a perfect extravaganza. We're going to serve another 5 million this season. A total of 51 million attended the Two Seasons fair. With this math, over 1/5 of the attendees ate at Chung King. Some restaurants tried to offer Hong Kong burgers later, but it never really became a thing. The ironic thing is, there was actually a Hong Kong pavilion at the fair. The first floor of the pavilion recreates a busy modern street of the then British colony. There are little shops where a wide variety of merchandise is sold. Basket lunches may be purchased at an outdoor cafe or entire meals in the two restaurants. The Crown Colony Club had a bar, restaurant, and dance floor. Music is provided for dancing, and Chinese opera singers, acrobats, and other groups perform during the evening. The other restaurant is Cathay, which was run by the Chinese restaurant chain Sun Luck in New York City. Entrance was through the stern of a Chinese junk. The Cathay restaurant even hosted a chopstick contest to draw customers in. Chinese waiters bring trays of dishes to the tables. Diners choose from dozens of entrees. This is Cathay's menu, also exactly the same as the one at Sunluck. You have your standard barbecued, spare ribs, roast pork, egg rolls, but there are also some increasingly popular dishes found in the East Coast at the time, like the winter melon soup, the O soup from the Peking Palace in Washington, D.C. we covered in a previous episode, lobster Cantonese, butterfly shrimp, fried squab, rice patties, but also dishes most Chinese restaurants wouldn't serve to keep taste predictable for American patrons, like shrimp with black beans, steamed flounder, probably an attempt to showcase more quote-unquote authentic Cantonese food. No Hong Kong burger though. I got you. Here's a recipe for a Hong Kong burger. That is if you want to recreate it at home. Ground beef chunk, egg, water chestnuts, mushrooms, onions, oyster sauce, MSG, black pepper, and salt. Add some bean sprouts and sesame seeds too. As for burgers in Hong Kong, we didn't get those until the 70s when McDonald's and Burger King landed. I did grow up reciting the ingredient list of Big Mac like many of you did, but in Cantonese. That's it for today's episode. If you like our content, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.